Hey everyone! Alright, so here's our next tutorial, and as you can tell, this is Avatar inspired. Now, I had no interest in seeing the movie at all. I had no interest in doing a tutorial at all. Saw the movie and I was like, that's amazing, and their face actually looked like my leopard mask, so that'd be easy to do. So yeah, as you can see, and then I even busted out a wig, to do some stuff with the hair. My ears aren't done, but I talk about that in the video, so yeah. One thing I forget to mention at the end of the video, if you were to actually do this look, throw on some fangs, because they actually had fangs in the movie, but that's the only thing I forgot to mention. So yeah, with all of that said, let's just go right ahead and get the tutorial started. Just going to go in with this. This is a white full coverage foundation. You can use like any kind of cream makeup or like grease paint from a costume shop, theatrical makeup store, anything like that, but I'm just going to use this with a sponge, and I'm just going to do a very light coating on my skin. And the reason I'm doing this is my skin is not super pale, so when I put color on it, it's not going to show up true to its actual form. So just doing a very light wash of this white is going to give the blue something to stand out on, so that way you will be able to see the blue and it won't have like a brown undertone. So anyone with a darker skin tone can do this. If you have a tan, you might want to do this. If you have very fair skin, just go ahead and skip this. And when you're doing this, don't forget to do your neck, your ears, any area of exposed skin you're going to want to paint over. And same for the blue, you're going to want to do all areas of your skin that is exposed. Since this is just for a tutorial and I'm going to be washing it off anyways, I'm not going to do my ears because it's really hard to clean all the product out of your ears. So just to paint my ears for the tutorial, yeah, too much work, but I will extend it down to my neck. So I have the white on now. I'm going to apologize now because my camera might adjust since there's so much white. The white balance likes to auto-adjust itself, but I have that on, so now I'm going to start working on the blue. Now, for the blue, there's many things you can use. You can use a powder, you can use creams, liquids, anything like that. I'm actually going to use airbrush makeup, but I'm going to apply it with a brush. And the way that I came up with the color I want to use, which is this, I don't know if you can see, I don't want to spill it, but it's a nice light blue because they have kind of like a baby blue base color to them and then the darker blue markings. But you could use a powder and just go over all of this. Like I said, now that I have that, I'm just going to go in with a brush like this. It's got synthetic fibers, but any kind of brush would work pretty much. And then I'm just going to start applying that on top. Okay, I am blue, as you can see. Brush is very blue as well. And then another thing, if you're curious at all about my proportions, how I mixed everything, I did 35 drops of white, 5 drops of blue, and 1 drop of black. But again, like the way you mix it and come up with your colors is going to be different because you might not have colors similar to these. So yeah, but now that I have this on, I'm just going to go in with an invisible setting powder, and I'm just going to set all of this so that way it doesn't move at all. So now that we have the powder on, everything like that, we're going to go in and start changing some things on our face, like our nose needs to be wider, and just all the contouring and stuff like that. So in order to change your nose, you want it to be a lot wider. So I'm just going to go in with a blue eyeshadow. This is Jewel Blue, I believe. This is like an old one, but any kind of blue will work because you're just going to use it very lightly right now. But I have pictures of like some high-res photos in front of me, so I'm just going to go like based off of those. And pretty much the nose is as wide as the eye, so you don't want it thinner right here, you want it just as thick. So I'm just going to go and create a shadow. Now I have that on, you can see I went a little bit too far on the side, but that's okay. You can go over it with like a white eyeshadow with the stuff that you already have on, or just blend it out a little bit more, add more to the other side. But as you can see, my nose looks a lot wider in here because of all the shading that I did. So that was the purpose. Now we're going to move on, and I'm actually going to start just doing all the markings. How you do this is going to be up to you. Each individual Navi person has individual markings, so not everyone's aren't the same. So you can do whatever you want. One thing I did notice though is they're symmetrical. So what's on this side is going to be on this side. But you can do your own design. You can do your name if you want to. It's going to be up to you. But I'm just going to go in with that same blue eyeshadow, jewel blue. But this time I'm going to go in with a tiny, tiny little angled brush. I'm going to take my time with it because one, I want everything to be symmetrical on each side. And two, since I already have color all over my skin, if I make a mistake, I'm going to have to work it into my look because it's going to be a lot easier to do that than to erase since I already have a bunch of stuff on my skin and I don't want to go back and redo all of that. So do your markings however you want. I'm going to use these two pictures as my references and I'm just going to make up my own design as I go. Okay, so I have my markings, and this is just an outline for them. Now I'm going to go in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same color, and I'm going to kind of blend the edges on these, and while filling it in. So, yeah, just do that however you want to. Alright, all the markings are there. As you can see, I just did whatever. Like, they had a lot of stripes and some look like tire stripes. I just had fun with it and did my own thing, what I wanted to. But now I'm going to go in with a white eyeliner. And I'm going to use this on my bottom lash line. And the reason I'm doing that, in the movie, their bottom lash line was actually white, or their waterline. But I'm also going to use it, as you can see on this side, to make my eye look a little bit bigger. If you don't have like yellow contacts or anything, you can just get away with this. But all I'm doing is I'm just taking the liner and then just right underneath my bottom lashes, I'm just lightly applying a little bit. And then I'm also going to put that on my waterline. So now that I have the liner on, I'm just going to go in with this color. This is very similar to Plumage from MAC. I don't know the name of this color. It's just a nice dark matte teal. And then right underneath that white, I'm just going to apply this. And then I'm just going to blend that down into the rest of my skin. Then, to keep with making my eyes look huge, since I'm not going to use contacts, I don't want to use After Effects in editing or anything, I'm actually going to leave my lid blue how it is, but I'm taking that white liner, and then I'm just doing a very thin line right above my top lashes, and you can see on this eye, it opens everything up a little bit more. Now I'm going to do my nose and my lips. Now to do this, I'm actually using lip product for both. I'm using Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics lip tars. You can use eyeshadows, creams. Again, use whatever you can find, whatever you have. But I took Pageant, RX, and Catricia, however you want to say it. Mix those together and then put a little bit of feathered in it. So I took a blue, a plum, a pink, and a white, mix those together, and I got this color, which is going to be for my nose. So I'm just going to take these, and I'm just going to go ahead and do the shape I need. So for the nose, it's mainly the tip, and it kind of shoots up a little bit. So I'm not going to try to make the nose look huge. It's kind of like a cat's nose. Just like the nose I did in my leopard tutorial. Okay, now that the nose is done and I have the pink on there, for the lips I just went in with RX Lip Tar and Feathered, mixed those together, blue and a white, and then came up with this color. But now I'm going to move on, and everything wasn't as blue as I wanted it to be, so I just took a little bit of a blue pigment, mixed it with that translucent powder so it's not bright blue, just to sheer it out a little bit, and now I'm just setting my whole entire face with that, just being careful about the areas that already have product on them, like around my eyes, the tip of my nose, stuff like that, and you can see it's just making everything more of a vibrant blue. Now that I have the blue, very blue, I like this a lot better. But now I'm going to go in and add the white dots because I have them all over. I'm just going to use a liquid liner to do this. Just a white liquid liner. You can get them at drugstores for really cheap. But yeah, there's like no rhyme or reason to the little spots, so I'm just going to apply them wherever I see fit. Now that the dots are on, I'm just going to show you a really quick way that you could do hair. Now, granted, come Halloween time, there's going to be Avatar wigs all over the place, I can guarantee. But this is just one of my lace front wigs, and I'm just going to throw this on very quickly. So I'm just going to take all this hair, and I'm just going to do a ponytail in the back. Then for these strands that are hanging down, instead of braiding, I'm actually just going to do twists. And twists are actually really easy. They're a lot faster than trying to like do any kind of braid to the hair. So what you do is you just separate it into two different pieces. And then you twist whichever way you want the individual strands. I twist mine counterclockwise. And then after that, you twist them around each other clockwise. So whichever way you twist them individually, you twist them the opposite way together. So you can see twisting does not take that long. And a perk to this is you don't have to seal off the end of every one. But if you want to put like beads or something on this, if you want to attach feathers to the end, however you want to do this, it's going to be up to you. But do this to all of the little strands, and then when you're done, just take the hair and go like that. And you can see it stays. So now you have a twist. And then you can do that to these parts back here. You can do separate ones. I'm just going to make these like big. And same thing goes for this big one. You can do the same thing to twist it. Only difference is on a big one like this, on the end, you will want to secure it with something like a hair tie. So there you go. The hair is twisted how I want it. You could do the whole head and twist. You can do braids. You can leave it all down. Again, it's going to be up to you. But yeah, that's it for this tutorial. Hope it's helpful to some of you. And until my next one, I will talk to all of you soon. Bye.